Told you.
No?
When he says start it, he'll say start it.
Oh, you didn't get to see my way.
Sorry. Are we on their way?
Well, of course we're on the way.
All right.
What do you think we're doing up here?
I don't know. Just walked in the door. I'm just getting caught up. So, okay. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Hometown Cable's presentation of CVAC Girls Varsity Soccer.
See, you know what's going on.
I do, yeah. I'm coming to you this evening from Northeastern Clinton Central School, where the Cougars are taking on the Sentinels of Ticonderoga. Game just underway. And we do not have a lineup of the Ticonderoga players. We do have a lineup of the Ticonderoga players.
Veda came through.
In order just for you.
Veda came through. Isn't that right?
And Veda is all right. She's our MVP so far. Anyway, as I fumble for my glasses, Ticonderoga is on the offense. There's a ball up to the front line, and Mara Five-Ice steps in front of that and breaks it up. Turns and looks to get the offense started. There's a ball up to the wing, and Fosier's fighting for that. Turns and sends it in the middle, but goes behind the her support. The ball goes out of bounds. It'll be Ticonderoga throw-in. And here's a ball at midfield. This is Honan. Gives it over for Frankie. Frankie creating some space. Still has it. Sends it over to the left side, and that ball will roll out of bounds. This is the Sentinels. Looks like she's got a number 2 on her back. I don't have a number 2 on my list. So. That, I could be wrong. So. Ball gets bounced around a little bit. Ticonderoga comes back up with it. This is Goyette, sends it in the middle for Fosier. Fosier back for Kelsey. Kelsey sends the through ball, but nobody there to scoop that up. And, well, I have no idea who their goalie is.
Oh,
Do we have any indication of who might be their goaltender?
It's Jocelyn.
Anyway, Veda's going to research that for us, but the ball rolls back to the Sentinel goalie, and she...
Just Google Ticonderoga goalie.
Okay, we'll get my my fact finder on that. Okay, this is Rabideau pushing it up. That ball gets cut off by the Sentinel defense. Now here's a rush by the Ticonderoga offense, but Guerin is there to take care of that. He brings it down the sideline. Up for Kelsey. Thank you. Oh, it was Autumn Olcott. I'm sure she's related to the pitcher that they had for many years at Ticonderoga, who was a standout softball player.
Liz DeFranco, you mean?
I'm sorry?
Liz DeFranco you're talking about?
No, I'm not. You got me there. I don't know who Liz DeFranco is, but
She just made the Thai Hall of Fame.
Did she?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, congratulations to her. I haven't been around. I shouldn't say that. I just don't know that many Ticonderoga athletes. Although I can tell you that there was a young lady with the last name of Olcott that threw the ball about 100 miles an hour, and I wouldn't have wanted to face her.
I can't remember if that was Laura. Or...
Yes, Laura Olcott. That's very good. I saw her pitch in a sectional game in Plattsburgh, and I was thoroughly impressed.
Totally. Not just partially.
No, completely impressed.
Yeah.
So we're going to assume that Autumn is some relation, probably a sister or cousin or whatnot. Anyway, Cougars with a corner kick. That ball bounces harmlessly in the box and cleared out by the Sentinel defense. The Cougars putting on a little bit of a pressure here, but the Each team kind of feeling each other out here to see where their strengths and weaknesses are. Garen steps in front of that one, but gets away from her. And this is Kelsey. Sends it back for Grimshaw, who sends it back to Kelsey, and the ball rolls out of bounds. It'll be a Cougar throw-in. Ball goes up the line and it's out of bounds. It'll be Ticonderoga throw-in. And we've now been handed information. It's Jocelyn Barber is in the goal for the Sentinels. So we'll be able to call her by name now. We thank you, Beta, for that information.
No problem.
So it wasn't Olcott.
I'm sorry?
It's not Olcott then, no.
No, that's the number 2. It was the player whose name I did not have on the roster.
Oh, I see.
She's definitely Alcott.
Okay.
But the goalie is
100%.
Jocelyn Barber. Here's a ball left for Goyette. Sends it up for Lutz, and that's cut off by the Sentinel defense. Across the field, Kelsey has it. Leaves it for Five-Eye. Five-Eye to Frankie. Frankie turns, and that ball's cut off by number 20. That's Alexis Bizon. Ball tied up. Frankie retains possession. Kelsey pushes it over to the left wing for Fozier. Fozier looking for some space. Tries to cross it. Gets cut off. She gets the ball back. Puts it to the top of the box for Frankie. Lets go a big shot that's blocked out front. And this is Kearns with the ball. She tries to get that to the center, and it's broken up by a couple of Cougars. Here's Grimshaw. She's got some space. Still has it. Looking to get a shot off, and does. And that ball's loose, and Deanna Lutz gets a foot on it, but just barely misses the open goal. Barber came out to play that, misplayed it a little bit, and Lutz was there, but wasn't able to find the corner of the goal. So the Sentinels dodged a big bullet there. It was a nice carry by Bianca Grimshaw to come up and create that opportunity. This is Olcott to the center, and Five-Eye steps in front of that. This is Five-Eye again. She sends a long ball up for Lutz, and Barber will cover up that one. So to this point, the Cougars have had the bulk of the offensive play, with the exception of a couple of runs that the Sentinels had down at the Cougar Inn. Just under 32 minutes to go in the first half. This is Kearns, and we get a foul on the play. The Sentinels will get a restart here. That's number 8. Ashley St. Andrews is the sweeper for Ty. This ball goes a little long for Honan, but she tracks it down. Here's a opportunity for the Cougars, and that looks like that's going in. Mallory Honan makes a nice individual effort there to get by 2 defenders. The goalie came off her line to cut down the angle, and Mallory gets a nice shot off and buries it in the corner. So with 31 minutes and 21 seconds.
Thank you.
31 minutes and 21 seconds gone in the first half.
What is it?
8. 8:39.
The Cougars take a early 1-0 lead on an excellent individual effort by Mallory Honan.
Stop clock.
All right, we got all that administrative stuff taken care of, and now we're back to action.
Is Beta on her Twitter?
Oh yeah. We have to. She's getting those updates. Make sure everybody's informed on what's going on.
Everybody's on the
Everyone
Beta's.
wants to know.
Everybody needs to know. Yeah.
She's sending it to her sister Aisha.
Right.
I think I know the score.
Yeah. She's Didn't have a whole lot of action just yet, but we don't want her to fall asleep because looks like the Sentinels certainly have the ability to put a little offensive punch together. As soon as they can crack the Cougar defense, I think they might put her to the test. Anyway, this is Ashline, and we get a foul against the Sentinels, so the Cougars are going to restart just inside midfield. This will be Katrina Guerin on the kick. Sends it up front for Honan. Honan gets a foot on it. Headed back to Ashline, back to Honan. This is Fails. And that's number 4, Mercer for Ticonderoga. Makes a nice move, puts it up to the center, but no one's there for that one. And Guerin gets a hold of that. Here's a little mistake by the Ticonderoga defense. Headed that ball dangerously back in the box, and had Honan not tripped over it, she would have had herself another nice opportunity. As Jocelyn Barber is not afraid to come off that line. Here's 5-Eye battling the center with Kearns. She retains possession. Ball over to Southwick. She carries, loses the ball, and that's taken away by. I'm going to have to study on that name. That's Katie. You have to help me with that one, Calvin. Maybe Veda can help. Here's the Sentinels with a little bit of offensive pressure, and the ball rolls over the end line. It'll be a goal kick for the Cougars.
I would think so.
Okay, looks like an H, but
17.
all right, we're
Getting our spell checker out.
yeah, we got to spell checking one of the names. We don't want to mispronounce any of the names of the visiting teams. Sometimes a challenge for us.
Make it capital.
I'm sorry.
I made it a capital.
All right, so it's Palindrini. All right, well, we won't get that one wrong. Hope to call her name again. The ball goes out of bounds. We'll have a Cougar throw in. Looks like we have the Cougar basketball team as running as a ball boys tonight. That's nice to see them out supporting the girls soccer. This is that's Mercer. Ashline working that. It's number 21, Brandenburg. Knocks it out of bounds. Here's a throw in. Fails giving chase. Honan is there. Ball's back to Ashline. Turns and sends it in the box. Goes between the legs of Olcott. Bounces back out. Ashline gathers that up. And it's knocked out of bounds by Brandenburg. The Cougar throw in. It's defended nicely by the Sentinels. This is number 20, Bizon. Sends it up for Kearns. I'm hoping that's Kearns. And that's Manning. Sends it back. Here's a ball that gets loose in the box. Here's Honan again. Comes in close and slides it by Barber. So again, Mallory Honan with a nice individual effort in the box gathers up a loose ball, and Barber comes out well off her line, and Honan slides it by her for another goal. Thank you very much. So at the 12:55 mark of the first half, the Cougars go up by a 2-0 score. The goal was scored by Mallory Honan, assisted by number 11, Jessica Ashline. So with 27 minutes and 5 seconds to go in the first half, Cougars with a 2-0 lead.
You got to mention
The referees?
the referees, yeah.
Yeah. If you tell me who's on the other side, I know this one's Todd Lambert. I don't know who's on the other side. I didn't.
Dennis Labarge.
Dennis Labarge. Oh, and Todd Lambert are the officials for tonight's game.
What about the phone?
Push that one plus.
Oh.
All right, let's see. This is my daughter Paige chasing the ball down. It goes out of bounds. There's a ball that comes in, and Sentinels control that. Kind of bouncing around midfield. That's Eversol. Gets it to Fails. Fails sends it back to Eversol. Eversol. That's Marks up front, trying to get her foot on it, and that defended nicely by the Sentinels. That ball is cleared out by number 3, Beckett Deal, and shot rolls in. Barber scoops that one up.
Nice effort by Grimshaw.
I'm sorry?
That was Grimshaw. You were looking at your sheet. You didn't.
No, I didn't see who shot it. It was Grimshaw?
Yeah.
Okay.
Nice shot.
Okay, good.
It was worthy of mention.
All right, thank you very much. I'm sure somebody shot it because the goalie got it in their hand. Here's Eversol with a shot from just outside the 18. Barber's equal to that. Comes away with it. Waits for team to line up. Here's a punt that goes out to the sideline, rolls out of bounds, and Cougars will have a throw-in. This is Bayshard. Back to 5-eye. That ball's a little long, and just gonna. Here's a ball in the middle that gets through everybody. Here's the Sentinels on a charge. Here's number 1, Scuderi. Gets it down in the corner, but Guerin breaks that up. Carries it up the right sideline. Still has the ball. Still has the ball. Sends it in the center for Eversol, but a little bit too strong. Bayshard picks it up. She tries to get around that defender and gets the ball stripped from her. So this is Deal. Sends it up for number 21. That's Brandenburg. There's a through ball that Guerin gets to first. And she turns that up the sideline. Sends it up for Fails. Ball's still in. This is Mercer defending. She turns and sends the ball back the other way. It's Manning into the center. Eversol picks that off, sends a through ball in for Bayshard, but that's going to be a little long. Barber comes out and kicks it out of the way. This is Southwick with it. Gets it by one defender. Puts it in the center for Eversol. Eversol looking for somebody to pass to. Sends a shot in herself, and Barber gets that one. So 23 minutes and 40 seconds to go in the first half. Here's a punt, goes all the way down the field. There's no offense there to pick it up. Guerin plays it out for Grimshaw. Grimshaw with yeah. All right. Ball comes back in play. There's Bayshard. And the Sentinels kick it out of bounds. Have a Cougar throw. And we got a foul on the Sentinels, so this will be a pretty good set piece for the Cougars. Just outside the box. Kelsey puts that into the box and hits the ground, and Frankie gets a shot off, but it's wide of the net. So it'll be all right. Back to action. Ball gets put in play. Marks gets a head on it. Pops up in the air. It's ball's a dangerous ball in the box. Barber comes out and finds the loose ball and grabs it. Sends a punt again up to midfield, but there's no none of our offensive players are up there to receive that punt. Ball goes out of bounds off a Cougar defender, so Ticonderoga will have a throw in here. Cougar end. This is Bayshard. Gives it for Frankie. Sends it up for Kelsey. Kelsey dancing down the sideline. Puts the ball across in the box, and that gets cut off. Here come the Sentinels the other way. It's a nice give and go. There's a ball into the center. Ebersol's there to pick that off. This is Frankie. Leaves it for Ebersol. Back for Frankie. Frankie in the box. And that's taken care of by Olcott. Frankie still has the ball. Looking to get a shot off. She's in the center of the shot and gets a shot and goes wide of the net. Good effort by Mary Elizabeth Frankie. Get herself some space. And that ball's got to come out of the box. Barber puts it in play. This is Goyette. She still has the ball. She gets bumped off by Palandrani. It's ball goes all the way back to Guerin. Guerin creating some space here. Carries the ball up. Still got it, but it gets taken away by Deal. Back to Palandrani, sends the ball up. Back to Deal. And this ball goes in the center, and Frankie takes care of that. Again, beats one defender, puts it out for Bayshard on the wing. Carries it back, looking for somebody to pass to. She's going up the wrong way, but then she turns and kicks it out of bounds. I will throw in for the Sentinels. It's a nice throw to the center, but that was Brandenburg can't come up with it. This is Ebersol. Ebersol sends it up for Fails. Ebersol in the center. Ticonderoga's there to take care of that. That's number 13, Granger. This is Rabideau. She sends a long ball up. It's going to go through a little bit too far. Barber comes out and scoops that up. Ball bounces around. And Sentinels send it up front for this is Brandenburg. Over to Scuderi. She brings it to the center. Passes it for Patchett, but she can't catch up to it. And this is Ebersol, turns around, bounces off one of her defenders, but it goes right back to Guerin. There's Mercer with a good defensive play, but the ball goes out of bounds, and we got more substitutions for the Cougars. All right, back to action. Throw in by the Cougars. This is Kelsey, chips it up to the center. Frankie gathers it. Barber way off her line again. This could hurt, but she comes back and makes a nice play. Frankie had an opportunity there and just kicked a little soft grounder that Jocelyn Barber was able to come back and make a play on. She likes to come out and challenge. Here's a ball that's serviced into the box for Lutz, and it's defended nicely by the Sentinels. Here's the ball sent up to the center. It's Ashley Lamberton, first we've seen of her tonight. Usually a pretty steady player in the back line. This is Kelsey, sends it up, goes out of bounds. Lamberton giving chase. Turns the ball the other way. Sends it up for Kelsey, but it gets picked off by the Sentinels. Back to Lamberton. Kelsey gives it for Frankie. Frankie sends it over to the wing for Goyette. Goyette controls into Ebersol. Ebersol up for Frankie, a little bit too long. And that's St. Andrews takes care of that. Back for Lamberton again. Up to Goyette. And she sends it up, but Ebersol makes a nice play on that. This is Fosier. Kicks it through, and St. Andrews clears that. Here's Patchett on the right wing, watches the ball roll out of bounds. This is Kelsey. Sends it into the box. St. Andrews turns, clears that out towards the end line. Lutz is giving chase. Looking to turn. Sends it in for Frankie. Frankie turns. Again. Sends it to the center for Fozier. Fozier can't quite control that, and the Sentinels break up the play. This is number 20, Bizon. Here's Kelsey with the ball. She gets off a shot into the box, blocked by St. Andrews. Will go out of bounds. Should be a corner kick for the Cougars. All right, Cougars lining up for a corner kick. We got 14 minutes and 40 seconds left in the first half. Here's the ball. It's in the box. It's headed away by the Sentinels. Comes back out to Kelsey. Kelsey turns. Gives it for Mashter. This is Kelsey. Still gets the ball. Gets it taken away from her by Mercer. Guerin puts the ball back into the box. And St. Andrews clears that. This is Guyette. Gives it back for Rabideau, and that gets broken up by Scuderi, who chases it down, but Guyette comes up with it. Sends it up for Frankie. Frankie beats one defender. Still has the ball. Gives it for Guyette. Sends it up for Fozier. Fozier lets it go by her, but can't catch up to it. And it's Mercer there to clear that out. This is Kelsey. Goes out of bounds. Be a Cougar throw in. Here's Fozier. She's got some space. Gets a little bit too far in front of her, and that's Deal, I believe, that takes care of that. Here's Frankie. Use it for Kelsey, and she gets off a shot that's well wide of the mark. Roll out of bounds for Ticonderoga goal kick. See, you're out there. All right. This is Mashter giving chase off the goal kick, but St. Andrews is there to take care of that. This is Kelsey. Kelsey lobs one into the box for Lutz. Lutz heads it over, and this is Frankie. She can't handle it, and Guyette picks it up, but it's defended nicely by Deal. This is 5-Eye with number 17 Palandrani on her. 5-Eye turns and services a ball into the box. Fozier gets a head on it, but it goes just wide. Nice delivery by Mar 5-Eye to the box. Fozier was right there on the spot, but it goes off the side of her head at a pretty sharp angle and falls harmlessly out of bounds. But good play by the Cougars. As that goal kick goes out of bounds, it'll be a Cougar throw in. And that one will go out of bounds, and looks like we got another corner kick for the Cougars. Peru, yep. All right. Kelsey sends the ball into the box on a corner kick, and again, Barber has a little hard time handling it. Mashter was there, but couldn't get a shot on it, and the ball rolls out of bounds off of one of the Sentinels, so it'll be another corner kick for the Cougars. Coming up to the 11 minutes left in the first half. Cougars still lead 2-0. This ball is in the box. Gets headed out by Alcott. There's a nice play by the Sentinels to get something started. This is a little far away to read the numbers. This is number 11. That's Kearns. And that gets broken up by Lamberton. Lamberton still has the ball. And she gets that knocked off her foot, but gets it back. Sends it back for Kelsey. Kelsey knocks it up the left wing. That's Mashter giving chase, but Frankie's there first. She keeps it in bounds. And finally goes out. It'll be a white throw in. And we got substitutions. All right. Ball comes back in play. It's thrown into the box. And this is Mercer comes out, plays that out nicely. Ball rolls all the way to Guerin, who sends it back up. This is Ebersol over for Ashline. That gets broken up by the Sentinels. Here's Southwick, punches one into the box. Alcott comes out, scoops that up. I'm sorry, not Alcott, Barber.
My mistake.
There's actually two Alcotts.
I know that.
But neither one of them is the goalie.
Mercedes.
Yeah, Mercedes. I haven't called her name. I didn't know if she's been out there or not in uniform. But this is Ebersol. A little bit of individual effort. Here's Ashline with the ball. Sends it into the box, and that's cleared out by, that is Mercedes Alcott,
There you go.
by the way. I believe, if she's number 24. All right, this is Kearns with a little bit of offense here. Sentinels got something going here. Here's a pass in for Scuderi, and Loya comes out and covers that up.
About time Loya does something.
Yeah, about time Loya does something. But she hadn't fallen asleep back there. It's good to know that she was awake when she needed to be. It's the first time she's had to touch the ball today. But like I said, this Sentinel offense certainly looks like it has some skill on that front line. If they get the opportunity, I hope that the Cougars aren't sleeping when it happens. This is Southwick. She's still got the ball. Two defenders go down. Creates a lot of space for herself. Still carries it. Got it in the center of the field. Sends a long ball over for Lutz on the end line. She keeps it in. Over for Ashline. And that ball gets knocked out of bounds. It's going to be a Cougar throw-in. Ashline puts the ball in. Goes into the box. This is Lutz. Sends it over for Ebersol, but the pass is not sharp enough, and Sentinels pick it off. Here comes Kearns the other way. Lamberton defending her. Kearns sends it into the center for Patchett. Patchett sends it back up for Kearns. Guerin's there to cut that off. Beats one defender and creates some space. Sends a long ball up for Fosier. Might be just a little bit too long, and St. Andrews is there to take that. This is Southwick. Sends it back into the center, but it's picked off by the Sentinels. Ebersol sends it up for Grimshaw in the center. She touches it, and St. Andrews clears that out. Ebersol again. She gets knocked off the ball by Brandenburg, but Lamberton controls that. And she gets stripped, and the Sentinels get called for that. So the Cougars will have a restart here. 6 minutes and 15 seconds to go in the first half. Guerin sends the ball up for Ebersol. Ebersol has it. Looking for Honan. Here's Honan. She turns. Sends a ball into the center for Ashline. Ashline fans on it. Grimshaw comes up with it. This is Ebersol. And she puts a shot to the end line, but it rolls harmlessly out of bounds. It'll be a goal kick for the Sentinels. Good offensive pressure there for the Cougars. Jessica Ashline, fresh off her first varsity goal in the Sable game the other day. Thought she had another one in the bag there, but took her eye off it and whiffed on the kick. Here's the Sentinels, put it back in play. St. Andrews kicks it and bounces off of Honan. Barber comes out and clears it out of bounds. Be a throw in for the Cougars. Here's a ball that bounces in the center, and Barber comes out and picks that up. This is Lamberton. Touches it over for Fosier. Fosier gets that ball defended away from her by Bizon. Turns and kicks it out of bounds. And it's off white. It's going to be a Sentinel throw-in. Lamberton. This is Southwick. She carries it. Pushes it through for Lutz. And St. Andrews is there to clean that. Lutz gets the ball back. Battling on the end line. Turns it back for Southwick. She's got defender on her. That's Bizon. Still battling for the ball. Goes out of bounds. It'll be a Cougar throw in. Here's Lamberton. Left foot's a ball into the box, and Barber misplays, but makes a good effort to cover it up. No Cougar was there to bounce on that one, and the Barber was able to get back and cover that up. I don't think she expected that ball to carry quite as far as it did. But and here we had a foul on the Cougars, so we get the Sentinels will get a restart. 3 minutes and 30 seconds to go in the first half. Looks like we got Channel 5 here.
Yeah, must be nothing happening on the other side of the lake tonight.
This is Ebersol. Sends it up for Fosier. Fosier's got some room. She's got a defender on her. Again, I believe that's Alcott, but it's hard to tell. This is Ebersol. Over for Southwick. Sends it back for Ebersol. A little too strong, but Sentinels cover that up. This is Ward. Ward sends it up. This is a good opportunity for the Sentinels. This is Kearns. Gets it into the box. Still has control of it. And the ball goes out of bounds. Looks like it'll be a corner kick for the Sentinels. 2 minutes and 30 seconds to go in the first half. It's a good offensive opportunity for the Sentinels. No, this is Olcott over here on the left back. I'm not sure who the right back is. But here's that corner kick. Gets sent in. Defended nicely there by Southwick, who kicks it away. He's got some space. Only one player to beat, but loses the ball. Here's Ashline. Kicks it up to the center, but St. Andrews is there to turn that around. Here's Rabideau. Kicks it back up for Honan. Honan tries to put a move on Ward, but I'm sorry, that's Palandrani, but that gets awry, and the Sentinels defend. This is Olcott with Honan on her, and might have been a little retaliation trip there. I'm not quite sure, but
I'll go accusing people.
I'm sorry. I'm sure it was an accident. That referee Labarge was right on top of it. Ball rolls out of bounds. Be a Cougar throw in. A handball on that play. 1 minute to go in the first half. Sentinels will restart it. Not sure what the problem there is, but
The ball wasn't stopped.
oh, I see. They were hitting the rolling ball. The old kick the rolling ball trick.
That's why it's called a restart, because it has to be stopped.
I got you.
Before you can start it.
Understood. That makes a lot of sense to me. Here's St. Andrews, kicks it up for the front line. This is Kearns. Gets that broken up. Grimshaw with the ball. Sends it for Honan, but that's picked off by Alcott. This is Scuderi. And we've got another foul on the Cougars. And under 10 seconds to go in the first half. Well, this looks like an opportunity for the Sentinels. That ball gets by Guerin, but it's covered up nicely, and the horn sounds. So after 40 minutes of play, it's the Cougars 2, the Sentinels nothing. Okay. We are back to action at the beginning of the second half of this CVAC girls varsity soccer match between the Cougars of Northeastern Clinton and the visiting Sentinels of Ticonderoga. The Cougars 2-0 first half lead. We got the second half is underway. We'll try to keep you posted on who's doing what. We get them the switched fields. We have some of the defenders that were a little further on the other side of the field that we couldn't pick up their numbers, a little closer to us now, so I have a pretty good idea who all the visiting players are, so we should be able to keep you up to date. This is Bayshard for Honan, and that's Brigenti, I'm going to say. This one gets cleared out by Mercer. Goyette gives chase. Ball goes out of bounds. Be a Cougar throw-in. Throws it in for Bayshard. Ball rolls by her. Kicks all the way over to the left wing. This is Lutz. She gets pushed off the ball by Brigenti. And the ball goes out of bounds. Be a Cougar throw-in. Kelsey throws it in. This is Frankie. Defended nicely by the Sentinels. Ball rolls back to Lamberton, who puts a bomb in, and Barber's there to pick that up. Punts it out to midfield. This is Guerin on the defense. She's got some space. Still has it. Up for Lutz, who still has it. Lutz looking to go to the corner, and it's kicked out of bounds. Cougar throw in. This is Lamberton with Kearns looking to get the advantage, but the ball comes back. Lamberton plays it over for Five Eye. Five Eye sends it over for Kelsey. Kelsey beats a couple defenders, puts a shot into the box. That hits the ground, and Barber scoops that up. It was a nice service into the box, a little bit too long, but it was a good effort. This is Honan. Goyette has the ball, and Mallory Honan gets called for another foul. Ball gets...
Gonna foul out?
Yeah, she might foul out, yeah. This is Deal. And that's Olcott, but it gets broken up by the Cougar offense and kick the ball around a little bit. Here's Frankie in the center. She's still got it. Gives it over for Kelsey, but that goes a little bit long. Bounces back to her. She's still got it. Leaves it for Lamberton. Lamberton pushes up the wing for Lutz, and that's defended nicely by Brigenti, and it comes all the way back to Guerin. This is that's Kearns, and she gets called for the push. Cougars on a restart. Guerin gets the ball off quickly up to Honan. Defended nicely by St. Andrews. She's still got the ball. Gives it over for Lutz. Lutz has a defender to beat. Brigenti stays with her and kicks the ball out of bounds. Going to be a white throw in. Ball's thrown in. This is Frankie. Goes to the end line, and it's kept in by the Sentinels. Kelsey turns and tries to send it into the box, but again, the Sentinels are there to cover that up. This is Frankie. Sends a high ball into the box. Bayshard's there, but can't get her body on it. And number 4, Caitlin Mercer makes a nice defensive play. Barber comes out and picks up the loose ball. Cougars with all kinds of pressure here in the first half. I'm sorry, the beginning of the second half. There's Sentinels on a little offensive charge. That's Kearns trying to break through, but Rabideau takes care of that. The ball trickles out of bounds. Be a Ticonderoga throw-in. I actually see her out there. All right. We're back to action. Ticonderoga on the throw-in. Up the wing for Patchett. That goes out of bounds. Rabideau will throw it in. It's in for Frankie. Frankie controls. Still has the ball. Leaves it for Five-Eye. Five-Eye with some space. Sends it up for Honan, and that ball rolls loose. Barber comes out and kicks it away. Guyette gathers it up. Gives it for Five-Eye. Back to Guyette. Turns around and kicks it into Ticonderoga defender. Goes back for Kelsey. Kelsey takes it down to the corner. Looks to turn. Pulls it back. Puts the left foot on it. Into the box and right to Barber. This is Kearns. Kearns sends it over for Brandenburg, but Garen's there to break that up. Again, well up on the wing, and we're going to have a free kick for the Cougars. Kelsey will take the kick. Sends it into the center for Honan. Frankie's there, but the ball skips by her. Here's Bayshard. She can't get her foot on it. She's pushed around a little bit, and the ball stays in the box. Here's Bayshard, and the ball goes out of bounds. It'll be a Cougar corner kick. Frankie will put this ball in play. Ball into the box. Five-Eye's there to get ahead on it, and Barber grabs that. Headed it just a little bit high, and Barber was there to cover that up. Kicks the ball up. This is Lamberton. Lamberton with Brandenburg on her. The ball goes out of bounds. It'll be a Cougar throw-in. Sends it up for Lutz. The ball skips back, and this is Honan. Honan runs by the ball and ends up bouncing around, and Sentinels clear it out. Five-Eye battling with number 20, that's Bizon. Ball rolls all the way back to Katrina Guerin and clears it back to the center of the field. This is Five-Eye battling for it. The ball in the center for Frankie. Cougars with numbers, but the Sentinels get back. Frankie unloads a shot, and Barber scoops that up. This is Rabideau. Sends it wide for Guyette. And she can't track it down, so the ball goes out of bounds. It'll be a Sentinel throw-in. Throws it back for St. Andrews, who kicks it out of bounds. Rabideau throws the ball in. Bounces to Five-Eye. She's looking to send it up for Bayshard. Bayshard with a foot race. Barber comes out and kicks it out of bounds. It'll be a Cougar throw-in. Yet to throw it in. Gets over everybody into the box. Honan turns and lets go of a shot that was looked like it was pretty dangerous from this angle. It may have been a little bit outside the post, but Barber gets her hand on it, knocks it out of bounds. It'll be another corner kick for the Cougars. Again, Frankie to take the kick. Sends it into the box. It's over Bayshard's head. Honan gets a foot on it, but it's blocked by a Sentinel defender. Bayshard turns and sends it in, but that's turned away. This is Rabideau. Rabideau over for Frank EBS, but it goes out of bounds. So it'll be the Sentinel throw-in. Here's Guyette. Frankie with the ball. Goes to Lamberton. Lamberton has some space. She gets by a defender and takes it into the box. Lutz gets a shot off, but doesn't get much wood on it. Here's Honan from in close, and the ball just goes by the post. Barber had it covered pretty nicely, and Honan put a shot on, but it trickled just wide. Cougars with a good offensive pressure on that series of plays. All right, Sentinels put the ball in play. It's going to roll out of bounds. It'll be a Cougar throw-in. This is Marks. Grimshaw with the ball. Sends it back for Ebersol, but she'd overrun it. Here comes the Sentinels on the attack. Here's the ball up for Scuderi, but it's get picked off by Lamberton. Garrett, who gives it to Lamberton, up to Southwick. Southwick turns it, gets it knocked away from her. Lamberton picks it up. She's still got the ball, gives it for Honan. Honan turns. She gets loose, and Marks takes, yep. That was Courtney Marks turns and gets a shot off. That goes wide of the net. It'll be a goal kick for the Sentinels. Okay, we're back to action. Here's Honan with a loose ball in the box. She sends it in, and Marks scores. Nice effort by Mallory Honan to pick up that loose ball in the box and sends it out to the 6, where Courtney Marks was standing there to knock it into the open net. So great effort again by Mallory Honan, who's having a super night on the offense tonight. Scoops that ball up on a loose ball. It is
13.
Exactly 13 minutes gone in the second half. Cougars take a 3-0 lead on a nice play by Mallory Honan to send it out to Courtney Marks, who is parked in front of the goal. Here's Honan again. She's marked by St. Andrews and gets that turned away. Here's Ashline with the ball, kicks it out of bounds. The Sentinel throw in. This is Ashline, and fails. Kicks it, and it's knocked down by Olcott. There's a shot that goes harmlessly over the end line. Be a goal kick for the Sentinels. St. Andrews gets it in play. This is Olcott that sends it up. Ebersol intercepts. This is Grimshaw. Puts it in the center for Marks, but that's number 10. Cummings comes out and cuts that off. This is Deal. Over for Patchett. Patchett up for Kearns. Kearns sends it ahead, but Guerin cuts that off. Here's a long shot into the box, and Loya comes out and scoops that up. It's a nice offensive series for the Sentinels. This is Marks to Southwick. Takes it to the center. Sends it up for Grimshaw, but that gets cut off. That's Deal. Gets it over. Ashline turns and cuts that off. This is Fails. Sends it in the center for Honan. Honan sends it for Grimshaw. Grimshaw sends it out. A little breakaway, and the ball pops up in the air, and Cougars get called for a handball. Again, Barber way off her line to come out and make that play. Grimshaw not giving up on the ball. Bounced off her. Unfortunately, it hit her in the hand.
under the arm.
Well, wherever it hit her, you're not supposed to look at your arm after the ball hits. You're supposed to plead innocence, you know? You don't.
That way that ball bounced, you know it had to hit an arm.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, the official was right on the spot, so I don't think there was any question about it. This is Ashline. Tries to get it up for Fails, but it gets cut off by Elcott. Grimshaw in the middle. Leaves it for Ebersol, but that gets picked off by Deal. This is Scuderi. Grimshaw is there to defend that. She brings the ball. Gives it for Honan. Honan touches it in the center. This is Marks, but the ball goes right by her. Good defense by the Sentinels. Southwick has the ball. Sends it into the box. The Cougars all just stand there and watch it bounce around. This is Kearns. Ashline defending her. Kearns goes down and she gets called for the trip. So the Sentinels will have a free kick here with 23 minutes and 30 seconds to go in the game. St. Andrews puts the ball in play. Rabideau comes up and cuts that off, plays it up to the right wing for Fails. Fails tries to turn and gets knocked out of bounds by St. Andrews. Throw in for the Cougars. There's a long throw over the head. Honan grabs this and kicks it out just a little bit too far ahead of her, and Barber comes out, makes a pretty nice play, but again, kind of dangerous. And the ball skips over, but it's kicked out of bounds by one of the defenders. And be a corner kick for the Cougars. Grimshaw will put this ball in play. Sends it out into the box. This is Fails. Looking to get a shot, but can't quite get turned around on it. Deal comes out, clears it up to the wing. Rabideau turns around, sends it back, and it's going to scoot over the end line and be a goal kick for the Sentinels. Here's Grimshaw. A little bit of room. Let's go with shots. Blocked out front by Mercer. Cougars still got the pressure on. This is Fails. Gives it back for Rabideau. Rabideau turns and sends it to Grimshaw in the center of the field. Grimshaw makes a move. Comes in. Lets go of a shot. Gets blocked by defender out front. And she's holding her hand. You're not supposed to do that. I just got done saying you're not supposed to do that.
Well, I know they listen.
I don't. They don't listen to me, Calvin. That looked like that was Patchett that defended that. She had been up front, but I guess they moved her back on defense. This is Guerin. Over for Southwick. Turns and kicks it into the middle for Honan. But that's Mercer. And Mercer goes down. Boy. Referee comes out and has a little talk with Mallory Honan. That's quite a few fouls that the young lady has caused since the just the closing minutes of the first half. This is Ebersol. She turns the ball, brings it up the wing, kicks it up, goes off of Fails, so it'll be a Sentinel throw in. 20 minutes and 30 seconds to go in the game. Sentinels throw the ball in. This is Ebersol. Here's Southwick with the ball. She leaves it for Grimshaw. Grimshaw loses it. Here's the Ticonderoga on a bit of a push here. And Guerin kicks it out for Lamberton. Lamberton sends it up for Marks. Marks is guarded by number 23. That's Brigenti, and that ball gets broken up. Here's a ball for Southwick. Again, Brigenti there. She comes loose with it, and she gets it taken away by Mercer. Nice defense by Caitlin Mercer there to break up that play. And here's the ball goes out of bounds, and it's going to be a Ticonderoga throw in. Here comes the whole bench for Cougars. All right, back to action. Here's Ticonderoga with the possession. That's Mercer. Goyette whiffs on it. This is Bizon sends it up for Mash tear, and she gets tripped. The Cougars will have a restart. And Frankie sends that ball up for base yard. Again, Barber comes out to make the play. Throw in. Mercer comes up, kicks it up to the center. This is Patchett. Patchett leaves it off, back to Patchett. Ball bounces around a little bit. Guerin finally makes the play. Up for Frankie. Frankie gives it for Kelsey. Kelsey to Frankie. Frankie sends it up for Mashtare. And Mercer comes over and cuts that off. Frankie gets the ball back. She sends it into the box. Barber comes out and covers that up. Punts the ball out towards midfield. 5-Eye heads that back in, and Sentinels come up and clear the ball. Here's Frankie in the middle of the field, battling against Bizon, and that ball goes out of bounds. Be a Cougar throw in. Throw comes into Frankie, who's left unmarked in the center of the field. I'm not sure that's such a wise move, but she sends the ball in, and Olcott goes to clear the ball and bounces off Brie Fosier's leg and goes right back to the goalie. That could have been a dangerous shot there if the goalie wasn't paying attention, but Barber's had a pretty good game. This is Rabideau. And that's Patchett battling her, and the Cougars will get another restart here. Guerin will put the ball in play. Sends it up the wing for Mashtare, but it gets headed away by Brigenti. This is Frankie. Leaves it for Lamberton. Lamberton sends in a long ball, but it's going to go just a little bit too long, go over the end line. Be a goal kick for the Sentinels. Just under 16 minutes to go in the game. Cougars with a 3-0 lead. This is St. Andrews. Put the ball in play. Sends it out to her left wing. There's gathered up by the Cougars and sent back up to Patchett, who gets it in the center for Bizon, but it's kicked around over there, and 5-Eye finally gets a foot on it. Here's a ball in the center of the field, and Lamberton and Deal give chase. Lamberton comes away with it, sends it up just a little bit too hard, and it's played by Brigenti. She gets called for the charge, so the Cougars will have an opportunity here. And there's a ball that's kicked right into the wall, and Olcott blocks that. Here's a long ball that goes into the box. It's a foot race between Mashtare and Barber. Barber comes out and plays the ball out of bounds. This is Lamberton with the ball. She's got some space. Leaves it for Frankie in the center. Frankie makes a move. Turns around. Sends a pass in for 5-Eye over to Fosier. Fosier can't get a shot off, but still has control of the ball. This is Bayshard, and the ball gets cleared away by the Ticonderoga defense. This is Goyette. The ball goes out of bounds. She throws it back in. Bayshard gives chase. She gets pushed off the ball by Mercer. Here's Frankie from in close. Lets go of a shot. Not a very hard shot, and kicked it right at the goalie. So Barber makes that save with no problem. 14 minutes to go in the game. Here's Patchett up for Bizon. She sends it back. This is Deal. Deal puts it in the center, but Frankie's there to pick that off. And she gets that ball broken up by Mercer. 5-eye comes away with it. Here's Kelsey. And that ball gets knocked down by a Ticonderoga defender, and it rolls out of bounds. Cougars will take the throw in. The ball in the air. Mashed hair battling for it. And we got another foul on Ticonderoga, so we get a Cougars will have a set piece here. Kelsey's going to put this ball in play. Sends it into the box. Nice ball for Ashley Goyette, who sends it in, goes off the post, and Barber comes back to make a nice play. Goyette came in and charged that ball just like you read in the textbook. I believe it went off her knee, but it was headed right for the goal and bounced off that goal post. So it was a good scoring opportunity for the Cougars, but unfortunately it hit the post, and Barber was there to cover it up.
So which textbook would I find that in, Joe?
That's in the how to
Hit a goal in with your knee.
how to hit a goal in with your knee. It's the soccer for dummies is the textbook.
Oh.
I wrote it.
Oh,
And it's that's a pretty well designed play right there. You just send that ball into the box, a little bit of a bend, have your midfielders playing in on it to get the proper angle, and good things will happen.
well, I'm waiting for the Soccer for Complete Idiots book to come out.
Anyway, my point is, it was a nice play. It was a good offensive piece for the Cougars, and it certainly could have materialized into a goal. It's often a game of inches, just like baseball. And in this particular case, the ball hit the goalpost and bounced out. That's the way it goes. This is Rabideau. She turns the ball. Sends it back for Deal, I'm guessing. Here's Guerin. That's Bizon. Sends it for Mercer. Frankie cuts that off. Frankie sends a through ball up for Fozier. And Brigenti's there to cut that off, so that's a good defensive play by the Sentinels. That was a nice ball for Fozier, and the defense was there to break it up. This is Lamberton. Sends it up, but nobody from the Cougars wanted that one, so they watched it go by. And there's a handball for the Sentinels, so that will materialize in a restart for the Cougars. 10.5 to go in the game. Guerin puts the ball in play, up to the center. Mercer kicks that out. This is number 14, Torelli. Called her name too much tonight. Frankie sends this ball into the box. Bayshard has it get by her. This is Deal. Sentinels put the ball in play. That's Manning. Sends it up for Kearns, but Guerin is there to cut that off. This is Lamberton. Lamberton for Frankie. Back for Lamberton. Lamberton splits the defense, and she gets taken down by Mercer. So this will be a shot for Frankie. Puts it right on goal, but Barber's there to cover that up. Barber kicks it out. Lamberton picks it up. This is mashed hair. Puts it out a little bit too far in front of her. Sentinels are there. That's St. Andrews is there to cover that up. Here's that Lamberton. She turns around. Still has the ball. Sends it in the center for Five Eye. Five Eye has a little foot race to the ball, and that bounces harmlessly to the Sentinels, and that's Mercer that was carrying it up. But Guyette makes a nice defensive play there to slow that down. Ball comes over to Bayshard. Ball's in the center. Here's Fozier with it. Fozier kicks it to the corner. And she keeps it in. Ball comes out, hits Bayshard, and bounces back to St. Andrews, who brings it up to the front. This is Patchett. Looking for somebody to help. Rabideau on her. Patchett still has the ball. Gives it in the center for Kearns. Kearns leaves it for Deal, I believe. And she kicks it a little bit too long, and Loya comes away with it. Rolls the ball out to Kelsey. Kelsey sends it up for Mashdare, who has the ball taken away, but gets it up to Frankie anyway. Frankie gets the ball stolen by Deal. I don't think that was Deal that made that run then. And this will be a kick for the Cougars. No, I believe that was Alcott that made that run a minute ago. Here's Frankie with the ball. Nice ball up to her. Kicked forward for Bayshard, but she's called offside. I'm sorry?
Nothing.
Okay. 7 minutes to go in the game. This is Alcott. She's got the ball. A little bit of space. Kicks it out in front of her. Rabideau cuts that off. Sends it up for Bayshard. Bayshard to Guyette. Guyette sends the ball into the center. Fozier has it. Leaves it for Frankie. Frankie gets it over to Mashdare. Mashdare back to Frankie. Frankie gives it over, and that gets defended by the Sentinels, but Kelsey gets possession. Sends it down the wing for Fozier, and Fozier can't control it. And we get a handball. So it'll be a direct kick for the Cougars. 6 minutes to go in the game. This is Frankie on the kick. Sends it into the box and bounces one hop to the goalie. That's not in the textbook.
Different series.
That might be in the what not to do chapter. This is Mercer. Lamberton defending. She gets the ball loose and goes back to Guerin, who kicks it up. This is Manning with the ball. Mercer. Patchett. That wasn't Patchett. This is Patchett. She comes in, and Loya, way off her line, comes out and blocks the ball, and it goes out of bounds. Will be a Sentinel corner kick. A good offensive push by the Ticonderoga offense. Loya has to come out and make the save. All right, Ticonderoga with a corner kick. Ball comes into the box. Grimshaw's there, heads it out. This is Mercer. And Marks clears that out. Yes. There's Ashline. Watches it go out of bounds. We get Ticonderoga throw in. This is Fails. Kicks it up for Lutz. Lutz is in a foot race. And ball goes out of bounds. And looks like we're going to get a free kick for Ticonderoga the other way. 3 minutes and 30 seconds to go in the game. This is Marks with it. She gets tripped. So we're going to have a free kick for the Cougars. Guerin kicks it up to the front line. Gets headed away by the Ticonderoga defense. This is Deal. This is Mercer. Eversole defending. She gets the ball. Still has it. Gives it over for Ashline. A little bit long. This is Deal. I'm sorry, Alcott. Lamberton for Grimshaw in the center. She can't catch up to it. Ball squirts back to Guerin. Kicks it up, but goes off a Ticonderoga defender. And ball gets kicked out of bounds. A Cougar throw in. Fails to Marks. That ball skips over her shoulder. Comes to the center. This is Honan on defense now. She sends it down the wing for Lutz. Lutz chases it out of bounds. Two minutes to go in the contest. This is Ashline. Up for Lutz. Lutz gets taken down, but play continues. Ball goes out of bounds. It'll be a corner kick for the Cougars. Grimshaw will take the corner kick. Cougars load the box. Here comes the kick. It's into the box. Southwick goes right over her head, and Eversole gets a foot on it, but goes in the wrong direction. This is Honan. Serves it back in. Eversole gets away from her. Comes back out towards the center, but Guerin is there. Gives it for Eversole. Eversole loses it. This is Brandenburg. Out to Fails. Gets kicked out of bounds. Be a Cougar throw in. Under a minute to go. Into the center for Eversole. Eversole keeps control of it. She goes down. That's going to be a direct kick for the Cougars. Lamberton puts the ball down. Guerin comes up. She's going to take the shot. And it goes for the far post, but just a little bit wide. Just under 30 seconds to go in the contest. Sentinels don't appear to be in any hurry to get this one restarted. But Barber will kick it out. Picked off by Grimshaw. It's a little bit too far in front of her, and St. Andrews makes the play, but Grimshaw still got the ball. Sends it to the shot and rolls by the goaltender, and Jackie Fails just fails to get her foot on it. And that's the horn to end the game. So that's the way it's going to end, with the Cougars with a 3-0 blanking of the Sentinels of Ticonderoga. So that's the way it was from beautiful downtown Champlain. This is thank you for watching Hometown Cable, your television worth your support.